Well, I've told this story a couple times. In fact, I believe one of the versions of me telling this particular story is on some kind of a live album at some point. But I'm gonna tell it again. And for those of you new to the album project or the Gathering series in general, we call these the Gatherings. We hang out every night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you are welcome here anytime. As a subset of the Gathering series, I've decided to go through all of the albums we've ever released in sequential order, giving you all that decide to tune in a little insight into the history of my music and my bandies. We started working on an album called Ragtop Angel last night, and we are just in the beginning, but there are a lot of stories that go along with this particular album. Missed last night, I invite you to go check it out. But the short of the long of it, is that we got signed to a tiny little beginner, independent, single little record release by a little tiny startup record label. They were calling themselves Royal Avenue Music. As part of the release of the album, they wanted me to do some songwriting with some great songwriters around the country. I hadn't done much co-writing at the time. Some of you all that know my music well and know what we play these days, you know that I like to write a lot of songs with a lot of people these days. That's one of the joys for me, being in this place I'm at as a musician. I get to write with some great writers these days. But I hadn't done that back in the day. 10 years ago this was, 9 years ago. They had me write with one guy, John D'Angelo, a great songwriter. Kind of more of a poppy, kind of a rockin' poppy kind of songwriter down in Florida. They flew me down to Florida to do some writing with John. We had 2 days. And on that first day, I tried to play John all the poppiest ideas that I had. I knew that that's what Royal Avenue Music wanted. They wanted to push my folky ways into more of a mainstream direction, I think, you know. And all of my ideas, I guess, didn't really connect with John until I played him this little thing that I've been working on, which did seem the opposite of folky. It was a little finger picky folky. I played John this lick. He's like, oh, I like that. And I said, really? Man, I've been fucking trying to play you all my poppy stuff. This is the focus. This is my sweet spot, man. He's like, I can tell. Let's write this. And I said, okay. And then we did something that really cool that I'd never really done before. And when I think back to it, some of the things that I did with John D'Angelo in this writing session, if I fast forward, if I rewind from now, but fast forward from John D'Angelo to my writing sessions with John Oates, when John Oates and I were when we had the idea of the chorus of the song together. We would spend some time and he would really micromanage every single line of the verses. For instance, hey there, June. I know it's been a long time now. I thought I'd stop on by. The way I would sing that line before might have been different every time because I'm just expressing the line. To me, the importance was I'm setting up a story. Hey there, Juna. I know it's been a long time. I thought I'd stop on by. And John Oates would be like, no. Hey there, Juna. I know it's been a long time now. Singing like that, And we would go line by line. And we would come up with the melody together, right? But what I would think would be a non-important detail to Oates, it was super important. Hey there, Juna. I know it's been a long time now. Thought I'd stop on by. When I was singing that line back to him, thought I'd stop on by. Or something, and he would say, no, sing it the way you just sang it before. You sang it differently before. And I'd say, what do you mean? Thought I'd stop on by. He'd be like, yes, sing it like that every single time. That's important. And I never really thought about it like that, but it's true that those internal melodies, even on a verse, right? We weren't even working on the chorus, and the chorus is where you really need, right? Tune up, please. Feel like home and can't you see me trying? I might have sung it before, Tune up, please. Feel like home and can't you hear me crying, trying? Something like that. I might be just messing with the lines, but John Oates would always be like, no. Juna, please. You feel like home. And that was a really pretty important and beautiful lesson that I take with me from my writing sessions with Oates, right? And when I think back to it, so now rewind 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, and I'm in a studio with John D'Angelo, and I'm playing him this. Right? And John didn't, and I said, well, I'm glad he said, let's write that. And I said, okay, and he, and I said, well, what's the song about? And he's like, wait. What's the melody of this song, right? And so we spent the day, and I hadn't done this before. So we would sing la 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 la. La 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 la. Except we started on the chorus with John D'Angelo, right? So I had this riff, and he's like, "Okay, but what's that? What's the chorus gonna be?" And la 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 la. La 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 la. We wrote the whole entire song out like that, just the melody, and I still had no idea what the song was about. Like totally, right? Like That's not how I write songs. That is not how I think about songs, right? It is just a melody. It is not a song, and it sounded kind of good. I liked the melody that we'd come up with together. And then, so, end of the day rolls around and he drops me off at the hotel. And he says, okay, Adam, our session starts tomorrow. Why don't you come up with the words tonight, and I'll see you in the morning. And I said, okay. And I went in to the hotel, and I checked in, and I went up into my room. And I saw, just as I had opened up my guitar case, just as I had started to, I had my pad of paper. I saw a sign on the desk that was advertising a casino on the first floor of this hotel. And we've probably talked about this at gatherings before. I don't so much love gambling as much as I love the feeling of walking into a casino, because anything's possible for a little while, right? This is in a totally different tuning, but lost and found. Took a fold of bills out from the cookie jar. Went down to Vegas for to play some cards. Just took a ride on a convalescent mind. So anyways, I love the feeling of anything being possible. I love the feeling of a story unwritten. I love the feeling of like throwing caution in the wind, fighting a good fight, seeing what the fates will bring us. So I went down to the casino. I know, I had to be writing that song. It was really, really important. This was my first time working with a record label. But I sat down at the blackjack table and I had whiskey. And I started winning. And I don't know if any of y'all have ever been at a table when you get hot. Doesn't happen often. And it's fun, because once you have some winnings piled up, it doesn't really feel like all the scariness of the money kind of can like fade away, right? Instead of gambling my little $5 hands, I was gambling $25 hands, right? Because it was just the winnings. And really, for me, going into a casino is not about making money. It's about anything possible, right? So when I'm up, I like to let it ride, And I kept winning, and the night rolled on, and the whiskeys kept coming. And every once in a while I'd take a break, and I'd have the dealer hold my chips, and I would run back up to my little room. I even remember at one point I had the guitar strap on, I was standing on a bed, and I was playing this riff. And I knew I was being bad. And it made it so much more good. And slowly, over the course of the night became the song. And the song became the night. That song became this song, a track on Ragtop Angel called Devil's Side. And knee-jerk reaction, scarecrow infraction. I did it again. Slumber won't come, it escapes me. Breeze in the desert awakes me, but I know where I'm meant to go. You may see a flash of light, that's me on fire tonight. I will not hide. I will take my rightful place. Destiny I face. Hit the devil's side tonight. Well, my renegade fortune, it's out of proportion. I don't like the notion that the record things come, so I gather my senses, build my defenses, pay the expenses, and hit the ground running. You know me. In the darkness I hide like a thief, but I know where I'm meant to be. You may see a flash of light, that's me on fire tonight. I will not hide. I will take my rightful place. Destiny I face. Every devil's side tonight. I accept the consequences. My eyes are open wide. I'd rather go down a fighting than to keep on trying. I let out a holler, hold my head taller, cash in my dollars and play them to right. You may see a flash of light, that's me on fire tonight. I will not hide. I will take my rightful place. Destiny I face. Every devil's side tonight. I don't know if that sounds a lot different. I have been on these gathering series. You may or may not have noticed that I sing, when it's just you and me hanging out, I sing a lot of the songs. Oh, thank you for all the claps. I play a lot of the songs 1 or 2, sometimes 3 keys low. Because I am this year enjoying the lower range of my voice and trying to stretch that a little bit. But usually it's, you may see a flash of light. Does that sound more normal? That's me on fire tonight. I will take my rightful place. And, you know, when the whole band is playing, it's really fun to belt it out like that, you know. But when it's just us, I like to, I've been really enjoying as part of this gathering series, playing songs a little lower. I'm going to do that for this next song. Now, this is a special song. And this is, and I have talked about this a little bit. This was our first time really working on this album with a producer who had seen some pretty serious pop success. A couple of them, actually. Aaron Johnson, who was the guy that the record label hired. But Aaron, as his kind of right-hand man, hired Warren Hart. Man, I got to make sure that I'm pronouncing that guy's name right. But he was really a genius in the studio, and it was amazing to work with him. And Aaron was cool because he was not an engineer. He was just a guy with good ears, and I have him to thank. So, you know, this album actually got voted Album of the Year by the New England Music Awards. I forget what year it was, 2011, something like that, 2012. And this song was voted Song of the Year. And that felt, that was an incredible thing for us, right? We were like this little bar band. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to share with you all what this song was before I brought it to Aaron and the album. Because now we've talked about our process in the studio. Usually with me, there are a whole lot of contenders, a whole lot of songs, right? And then we whittle them down to like the 10 songs that are going to be part of the album. And now Aaron was interesting because he had pop sensibilities, right? Like, for instance, I had at one point it was right around this time that we were making this album that I had just finished writing Hippie Girl, for those of you that know that song, right? And I play him that song and I say, Aaron, this might be a really fun track. It might fit really great. And he's like, yeah, that song to me proves that you are a hippie boy. We're not going to do that song on this album. and that was it. And I actually liked that about Aaron, that he was frank with me about what he was liking and what he wasn't liking. I mean, the cool thing about a guy that writes, about being a songwriter that writes 1 million songs, right, is like, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't want to push. If I'm having a producer come on board and he likes these songs and not these songs, well, great, let's record these songs. I'm fine with that. I'll record those songs some other time. I'll write a hippie album with Hippie Girl on it. So I loved having those conversations with Aaron. And at one point I went to him with this song, and it was, but this is what the original song was like. Okay, you ready? Daddy told you you would rise above the rundown shadows of this town you love. A bussin' table seems to pay the bills. Your mama's legacy, your test of will. And you're dressed in ribbons like Amazing Grace, and tears run circles round your perfect face. And Monday morning there'll be hell to pay, 'cause we're taking off today. That was the song. That was that was the song. The verses were the same, but there was not, and I played it for Aaron, right? I played Aaron. You're dressed in ribbons like amazing grace. Tears run circles round your perfect face. Monday morning they'll be held to pay, 'cause we're taking off today. And he said, great, Adam, that's a great, I actually really like that song. I like your finger work on that, and it just needs a chorus. Come back to me with the chorus. And that, I really liked Aaron about, I liked Aaron because of that direction. He didn't say, oh, this needs to sound like this needs to sound like this. He, in that particular and there were times, and looking back on this album, there are points where I'm bummed about some of Aaron's decisions, right? And I wish that I had pushed back a little bit, right? But this was one of those situations where you know, and even playing that right now, I mean, I like that. I would have been happy. I'd still be happy if that was the chorus of this song, right? But I'm grateful that Aaron pushed me to push that chorus out a little bit, right? And so that chorus became, shit. You're a ragtop angel, you're amazing grace. Time to gamble on the life we chase. So that chorus became a pre-chorus. That's what we call that when it goes from, it's not a verse and it ain't a chorus. It's just this little section in the middle of the verse and the chorus. It's a pre-chorus. That's a lot of songs have pre-choruses, right? Yeah. Ragtop angel, your amazing grace. Time to gamble on the life we chase. Now the chorus, right? Take a last look out on, turn the key and we're gone. Who cares if Monday there'll be hell to pay? We got miles to go and I will drive it slow, 'cause we're taking off today. We're taking off. And I wrote that. And actually, I have to say, I just played that and I just played the chorus before, and I do like where this song ended up. I did like the other part, but I had to hear it again. It's nice. And it feels real, and it connects all the songs together, and it adds some passion, and right. I like that I kept the Monday morning there'll be hell to pay, right? I like the idea we got miles to go and I will drive it slow, right? Like, I like that this fella who's convincing his gal to get out of the only town, this little town that they've always known, right? He's kind of like telling her, you know what? All you got to do is get in the car and you can relax. I'll take care of this. I'll drive for a while. You can sleep, you know? We'll worry about Monday on Monday. And that's what I think made this song really, really special. And that is thanks to our producer. Now, I have a regret on this song too. And that is this, that there is a solo section, an instrumental section on this recording. And it really does not, I really don't, to this day, I can't listen to the recording because I really just don't like it. I mean, it's nice, it's fine, it sounds fine, but it really, that's where the song departs from feeling like me and it feels like something else to me. And I would have really preferred, at the time we weren't playing with the fiddle player, right? So I would have preferred at the time awesome piano solo from Josh. But these days, when we play this out, I love the way that Karina plays the fiddle on that solo section. And it feels so much more emotive and impactful and connective to me than what is on that recording, right? So there were good parts and bad parts. I mean, I can look at every recording and feel that way about every song, right? Anyways. Your daddy told you you would rise above the run-down shadows of this town you love. Bussin' tables seems to pay the bills. Your mama's legacy, your test of will. And you're a ragtop angel, your amazing grace. Time to gamble on the life we chase. Take a last look on, done a key and we're gone. Who cares if Monday there'll be hell to pay? We got miles to go round, and we're driving slow, and we are taking off today. We're taking on. Always knew that you'd be the girl for me. Went on about the places that you'd one day see. But months and years can flash like fireflies, till all you're left with is the passing time. And you're a ragtop angel, your amazing grace. Time to gamble on the life we chase. Take a last look out on, turn the key and we're gone. Who cares if Monday there'll be hell to pay? We got miles to go round, I'll be driving slow, we are taking off today. And I've had notions about this skeleton town. One lucky storm could blow the whole place down. There you're standing with your eyes like mine. Dare it all to take us down this time. Take a last look on, turn the key and we're gone. Cause if Monday there'll be hell to pay. We got miles to go and now we're driving slow, as we are taking off today. Taking off. Na na na, eh. Na na na, eh. Na na na, eh. Eh, eh. Na na na, eh. Na na na, eh. Na na na, eh. We're taking on. I remember when I came back to Aaron having written that chorus part. I had also written in the na 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 part at the end, and I remember playing it for him and him being like, yeah, we can keep that. And I remember thinking too, right? it's funny, right? Because I had written, let's rewind, right? Let's rewind to 2003, 2000 something, when I was just starting off with this band, right? And I was writing these songs, and I just kept wanting to put more and more words into it, right? Sing me a song of glory, singing your tired stories. It's like a holy weight on my back, on my back. So damn introspective, always speaking a new, always seeking a new perspective. When you collect all that paradigm crap, and you carry the weight of the world on your word, and it's bringing me down. Show me the heart of your conviction. In the na 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 na. Right? So I'm writing that song 8 years prior to this, something like that, right? Pretty much the voice in the back of my head saying, Adam, stop trying so hard and just write some na-na-nas. And then fast forward, and I'm finding myself in the studio with this kind of like, with this badass production team, with a little indie label behind us. And they're wanting to stretch me and push me towards releasing music that could easily be connected to and digested by more people, right? And so on top of the new chorus that I wrote na 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 na. I tried to follow my own advice. So there you go. This is a song I'm not sure. This is a song I'm really proud of writing. And I think it's a kind of a standalone. It just kind of works. It was not a song. It doesn't have a chorus. It just has a tag. I'm okay by you tonight. And the pop producer we were working with liked it enough that he didn't want to change it. There was a moment as we were recording this for Ragtop Angel. This might have been my most tension-filled moment with Aaron Johnson, the producer. Because he put a bunch of strings, like a whole orchestra, behind the song. And on that tag, I'm okay by you tonight. And behind that voice, he put a whole bunch of, like 3 or 4 part harmony and strings, and to me, this is such a raw, connective song. Everything that he was doing to the damn song was just spoiling it for me. And at one point, he could tell I was getting upset. Because I would push a lot. I would push on there, and he'd be trying something. I'd be like, I'm not feeling this. And he'd be like, yeah, I know. Just let it happen. Let it happen. And then it would happen, and I would listen to it, and I'd be like, okay. I get it, right? This was one where he said, let it happen, and it would be happening, and then I would say, it's happening, and I don't fucking like it. It's messing up my song. And at a certain point, he would he said, you know, okay, I get it. I'll take some of these strings off. I'm gonna take some of these harmonies off, and he simplified it, and that was, you know, a credit to him too. He compromised. Now I wonder what, you know, and it still wasn't raw enough for me, so that when we released we released it again on the next album, The Portentous Beginnings of Daniel the Brave, or I guess the album is just called Daniel the Brave, isn't it? And that felt a little more raw and real to me than this version. And this version was already way scaled back from where Aaron wanted it to go. I wonder if I had just let him do it, if this song might have been more connective to more people. The world will never know. But I have no regrets, because I like the song. And I'm glad that I don't listen to the recording and go, yeah. I see some announcements happening, and I like that. My team, I think, what are those? Oh, those are the Rochester shows. I cannot wait for those 4 shows. Do you all remember when we were on the beach in Rochester playing those shows earlier on this summer? It's gonna be a little colder. It's gonna be October at this point. So who knows what's gonna happen? But I'm really excited. We scheduled 4 shows there because we're so excited. We just loved it so much. And then I also want, you should all know about Robin. Robin Tarka is her name. You'll see her all over the place on this. She's on almost every single night. And she has been doing an incredible job, by the way, setting up these gatherings live. And it's been a joy to work with her. She also did an incredible job helping us with the Ramble as well. She's been amazing. And there are some of the show. I mean, it's a strange time, right? And it's a scary time to be hosting a concert, right? But for some of the concerts that we're doing, the hosts will go to Robin and they'll say, "Hey, Robin, we're okay having some of Adam Ezra Group's fans. They don't all just have to be our friends and neighbors. It can be we love this community, and we're happy to open up our show." I know Wednesday's show, I think I saw a link to that scooting around on the chat board. But I'll tell you what, you all keep paying attention to Robin's comments on the comment board here, and each night she will make sure to let you know about the shows where hosts are still accepting tickets and gatherers to come by, and she'll also she will also be posting. I think she probably has been, but she'll keep posting on the effing fan page. And for those of you that don't know what that is, on Facebook, you are watching this on the Adam Ezra Group page, but there is a fan page. It is F with a whole bunch of symbols and then ING, Adam Ezra Group's effing fan page, and I love the community that's evolved around that. It's been pretty special to watch that happen, and there is that is a really good place. People are always, if they've bought too many tickets, they're sharing. If there are secret announcements or something like that that we're not ready to share with the public, sometimes they will wind up on that page, just so you all know. Okay. Man, I really am talking a lot tonight, aren't I? My God. Gold is for the sun, Red takes all the fun, green I come undone, gone forever. These are things I know, learn them as I grow, I leave them when I go, gone forever. Dazzled by the sets, singed with my regrets, spinning out in perfect disarray. I do not have a gift to seeing black and white, but I'm okay by you tonight. Morning's my surprise, day is my disguise, night I realize, gone forever. And sometimes I can't hide when they all collide. I try to keep my stride, gone forever. Wake to breathe my fate, I try not to hesitate. I understand, it's all just in my head. Cannot differentiate the wrong from right, but I'm okay by you tonight. Beginners even made, middle's melody, the end's too sad to see, on forever. And I don't wanna let you down when I'm not around. I'm captured by the sound of forever, tasted as it starts, tangled up in hearts. Know that it will never be the same. But when it's feeling good, I want to hold on tight. And I'm okay by you tonight. Now, think about this, right? Think about the message of that song. This flawed person saying, I don't think this thing is gonna last, but at least tonight it's okay, right? You think about that. And that line, I'm okay by you tonight. And then you slap 7,000 strings and 5 different voices, all singing in harmonies. It's like a fucking Broadway production, and it doesn't fit with the song at all, is what I'm trying to say. It's what I'm trying to say. Anyways, that's how I was feeling, at least at the time. And you know what's happening now? We're playing this song, which is really fun. I really like the version that the band is playing now. Karina is playing this cool, very simple, beautiful, like pizzicato, which means to pluck. She's plucking her fiddle, right? And she's not even making a melody. It's just a. something like that. So if this is playing, she's playing. Probably not that note. I can't remember what note she plays, but it's really pretty. And Alex is playing this kind of thing, and Poche, like he's playing. I don't know if he uses mallets. It's cool though what he's doing on the drum kit, and Poche's playing upright. And then when the tagline comes around, I'm okay by you tonight. It's really nice. Poche's been singing by you tonight or something like that. He'll just add in a voice, right? And that makes sense. It kind of adds to the metaphor, right? Because there's like kind of two people and they're singing I'm okay by you tonight, right? Like that's a way to maybe do that, I think. But you know, different strokes, right? And that's the coolest thing about music. Somebody could take this song, right, and make an electronic version of it, right? And there are no rules. And I may not be on the way that a song connects for me may not be the way that it's going to connect to most people, right? You take a songwriter like Leonard Cohen, who wrote right, who wrote Hallelujah. And he wrote it and it's played down here. Well, I heard there was a sacred chord David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? And it's like really low, right? And it's like he's singing like this, and he had a vision for it, right? And he wrote this beautiful song, but then Jeff Buckley comes around, right? With this ethereal high voice, and he re-envisions and reimagines that song, and he sings it in this like hauntingly piercing, right? This electric guitar that's got, remember we talked about that effect reverb that's like really echoey. It sounds like he's in a dark, dismal cage, and he's singing these long, high, piercing notes, and it's like, oh my God, that song connects with me so much more powerfully when it's being expressed that way, right? He wasn't the songwriter. Leonard Cohen was. And I love Leonard Cohen. And I'm not a huge fan of Jeff Buckley's songwriting. I think it's cool, and I think he was a great artist. But he was an emoter, he was a connector, right? And on that song, he took that song and he just made it flourish and connect like deep into my core. I heard that for the first time and it blew me away, right? Music's amazing. And producing music is amazing. There are so many directions that you can go with every single song. Right? So the idea with this album project, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit, right? Is that we're going to talk about all these albums and we're going to get up to present day, right? And then we're going to go over all of the contenders for this album. And then I'm going to share with you the demos. And then we're going to go into the studio and we're going to talk about the studio process. It started almost 2 years ago now. And we have a bunch of videos from almost 2 years ago and throughout the process so that you all can see these songs getting shaped and made and the decisions that we're making. And you can understand when you listen to them at the end of the process, how they got from a little demo on a guitar or a little idea or a little poem to a finished product that we release on an album. That's my vision. We haven't figured out quite how we're going to do this, how we're going to share it and bring you along for this ride. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information that I want to share, and I'm not sure that the gathering platform is quite enough for us to do it. We may need to add on to this nightly gathering in order to get you all the information and data that I want to share with you to help you understand our musical process. Anyways, these are the things I'm thinking about these days. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the wind at our back. May it always blow steady wherever you roam. May it turn when you're ready to carry you home. May it keep you ahead of the rain. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the heavens above. Some say it's a glimpse of God's great design. Some say it's the science of all things combined. May we look up and always feel wonder. Here is to us, and all that we see is to us, in the air that we breathe. Here's to around good company. Here's to the drink that we share. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to this time that we had. For these moments pass lightly, they won't come again. May our lives all burn brightly right up to the end. May we live them with joyous abandon. Raise up your glasses. Let us drink to the end of the day. Let us drink to the work when the working is through. Let us drink one to me. Let us drink one to you. Let us drink one to those who aren't with us. Here is to us, and all that we see is to our hearts in the air that we breathe. Here's to around in good company. Here's to the future. Here's to the past. Let us drink one down slow. Let us drink one down fast. Let us drink one. This night is our last. Here's to the drink that we share. Oh, here's to the drink that we share. Thanks to all my friends for helping out, making this, making these live gatherings, making these gatherings happen. And thanks to all you gatherers for continuing to show up. I never cease to be amazed that you keep coming. Cheers. Well, we sure are taking our time through this album, aren't we? I hope you're finding it interesting. And tomorrow we're gonna take a little break from class, and I'm gonna go out on the road with my bandies for the next 5 nights. I'm gonna see. Here's the challenge: can we do 5 nights, no repeats, for 5 nights of gatherings with the band? That's our challenge. Let's see if we can pull it off. Please stay safe. Keep on looking out for one another, and I'll see you tomorrow.